Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Blaster Master 03. We're in the, I always forget what it's called, so I just call it kind of the general factory area that Blaster Master usually has.
Yeah, it's like the storage facility or something like that. It's specifically, they launch items up to the satellites.
Yeah. So it's kind of a place that's like, it's reusing some factory stuff from 01, really.
But the whole plot reason we're here is we're trying to disguise Sophia as a piece of cargo, so we can get shot through the cannon over to the satellite orbital area that Jennifer's at.
So is that why? Oh no, that was something completely different. I guess it was like, what was with the color of the tank just now?
Okay.
When you run out of SP, it needs time to recharge, and it signifies that by the tank going gray.
So the tank broadcasts to everyone around that it doesn't have the power to fight.
Yes.
You know, when you're low on gas, your car just suddenly turns bright yellow. Like, that doesn't happen to you?
Well, you know what? That it would actually maybe be a little bit useful if a car could broadcast to other cars that it was low on gas, but a tank that is presumably going to be fighting other things should not broadcast its weakness to other people.
I assume it's one of those only we can see it because we have like a HUD ability for it or something like that. Yeah. But it's a
I get
it certainly is good to show to the player because you're not always looking at how
better.
It's one of those gameplay things. Don't think about it too hard.
Yeah. It's also super rude in this one too because you have two different SP meters, one for your flying and your specials and one for your regular gun. So if you lose your SP, your tank loses all of its red, but if you lose all your regular cannon energy, it loses all of its blue. If it loses both, it will die in one hit no matter what.
Whoa.
Wait, really?
Okay.
So for your regular gun, you mean like just your standard bullets have ammo now?
Well, no. The base blaster does not.
Yeah.
So if you're worried about that, you can just stay on the regular base gun.
But it's pretty weak by comparison of all your other shots.
Oh, so like using like the homing shot and stuff like that takes up
Well, no.
Yeah.
There's the orange weapons, which are different things than like the laser shot and the thing I just used there. Those are the blue ones that use the blue SP bar.
And then flying is a different bar.
No, that's all blue.
Blue SP.
The only thing that is not blue is your regular cannon shot. The orange item up there.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And is that like if you do charge shots and stuff like that?
No, he's using the normal shot right now. You've only got one more right now, the Crusher shot, which uses SP, but it's a more powerful shot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I basically just use this one until I get the one that's specifically good for
mechs
machines. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
so we'll see me using the orange SP soon enough.
I do like mechanics that force you to sort of consider when and how often to use your different abilities, like kind of like the Dark Souls stamina bar and stuff. But the dying in one hit thing, why?
Oh, because the idea is you have to manage your abilities. That's it. That's all it is.
Oh no! I mean, like, why does the tank suddenly become more vulnerable?
Because it puts all of its systems into recharging the energy so you can attack again. So as a result, all its
shields are down or something? Oh, okay.
Yeah, like think of it like Star Trek style, where like they have to take all the energy, like they can't warp because they've lost shields. They put energy towards that.
One of these days, I actually need to watch Star Trek. But, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
It always was weird to me because in Star Trek and Star Wars, when they say their shields are up, they don't ever have a graphic for them. So
Star Trek occasionally does.
Yeah,
Star Trek occasionally does. Okay, I've never really watched.
You only see the shields when they've been shot at.
Yeah. That's fairly common.
But I remember like watching A New Hope, and it's just like we're caught in a tractor beam, and it's just like it just kind of looks like the Millennium Falcon is going straight to the.
I mean, that was also the 70s, so.
It is also the 70s, true, but like.
Well, I mean, like, not everything needs to be visible if it's literally like. A tractor beam always sounds to me like a magnet, and magnetism, as you know, is invisible. So, it makes sense that you wouldn't be able to see.
My problem is that it's called a tractor beam, so now I just imagine a beam of tractors flying.
I kind of wanted the same thing, too, I'm not going to lie.
Just an endless barrage of John Deere's flying.
Ooh, you went to this boss with 2 hit points. I'm sure this goes great.
Oh boy.
Well, I find out this trick pretty early after this.
Albino dig crawler?
Albino.
Yes.
Oh.
Was this in 1 or 2?
2.
I think.
It seems like oh Jesus Christ! Oh God!
It's
Well, I
worse
guess
than what I
being at-
remember it being in 2, though.
Like, it looks like it doesn't matter how much health it takes from you if all of its attacks just are gonna one-hit KO you anyway.
No, not quite. It just did a rock attack, so... Basically, the trick is to just use the homing laser, because each of its eyes are a separate target point.
But you gotta dodge that giant laser.
Yeah. But I know how to do it. It's actually not that hard.
Yeah. Having more than 2 hit points will help. Which
No,
is
you
why
fool.
you ran away.
No, I was going to go get more hit points, and then I realized, oh, I got refill when I die. So, oops.
Okay, I just looked this up, and I think the way I pronounced it might actually be correct.
Albino?
Yeah, like
I've always heard albino.
I've always heard albino, too.
Same.
like it might just be that there are 2 different pronunciations for the same word.
You really just want to sound correct on this, don't you?
No, I'm staring at the first like I googled how to pronounce albino, and like the first
Instead-
thing that showed up on Google was here are 4 tips that should help you perfect your pronunciation.
Whoa, I looked
And-
away. What in the world did you do to the boss?
I just use homing laser.
And step 1
Like
actually
I said, John, each of its eyes is a separate homing laser point, so just hold the button. It'll lock onto all 6 of them
Oh.
and do massive damage each time.
Jeez.
I counted on having time to get back to the boss before it died when I did.
Yeah, I literally opened up Google, found the first YouTube video, got albino instead of albino, and then I I hear explosions. What?
Oh man,
Yeah,
that. Oh man, sorry.
yeah, the boss is super easy.
Oh no, I'm talking about the warp system. The warp system in this, like, some games have warp systems, but they don't have enough warps on their warp system. But like, damn, that's good.
Okay, so I get it now. I just went further down. The pronunciation with the long I, albino, is the American pronunciation.
Oh, it's one of those. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're screwing things up for the rest of the world, like normal. Okay.
Well, it might be the other way around, like herb and herb, where like it was actually the UK who changed that after we started using it the way it was already being used.
Well, an herb is something that heals you in an RPG. Herb is that guy down the street.
Yeah.
That's how I think about it.
But that.
All I can think about when I hear this debate is the Passover Rugrats special.
Right, but like in the UK, it's pronounced herb with a H, and
Someone call Caddy.
like, okay, like every so often, someone would say that like the Americans changed it. No, we're just using the French pronunciation because that's where the word comes from. It was the UK that changed the way they said it later on, but that happened after we'd already broken off, so it just didn't evolve that way in American English.
I never let a British person give me crap about how we call it soccer, because
Yeah, it's a
they
British term
invented
first.
calling it soccer. Shut up.
Okay. So back
Back to the factory.
back to the game. Okay. I don't know why I'm thinking about this now, but I'm thinking about the Jurassic Park Genesis game for some reason.
Why?
Which one?
I don't know. The first one.
Okay.
Not fucking Rampage Edition, which was all crazy action all day, every day, but the original one that was kind of like a survival horror game, except not, almost.
Well, if you were playing it as
it's
the
like
guy,
Grant,
If you were
yeah.
playing
nobody
as
wanted
Grant,
to
yeah.
do it.
If you were playing as the Raptor, you just kind of face rolled everything.
Yeah, which is what everybody wanted to do. But,
But like
you know.
the first time you encounter the T-Rex was in the power plant level, and oh god, just trying to get by that motherfucker is like one of the most tense gaming experiences of my childhood. It's a shame that most of the people who play that game only ever play as the Raptor, because like to this day, I think playing as Grant in that game is one of the more like challenging, intense things you can do on a Sega Genesis. I think everyone should at least try it once.
Is the sequel the same type of game, or because
more or
Rampage
less.
Edition? Rampage Edition like plays on the same engine, but is far more gun happy as Grant and far more like melee combat heavy as the Raptor. So it's kind of the same, but also not.
Also, time for one of the worst rooms in the game.
Oh boy,
Oh.
this room.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Wait.
Can you stop being
you're
nice for a
supposed
fight,
to
please?
get past. Before
No,
you.
it's
There was no generator there.
yeah, it's more a matter of this is a very long room that uses a lot of this electricity puzzle, and it throws a ton of enemies at you, so you're going to get hit, in which case you're going to be losing power on your electric thing, which you need to progress. It's just kind of a clusterfuck of just problems you have to deal with.
Yeah, a lot of homing and aggressive enemies.
Oh boy.
That seems fun.
It's not.
It really isn't. I remember hating this room too.
I do like that they've made these overhead sections. Like, I remember them not really caring for them in 0-1, but actually thinking that they were
That
really
was
fun.
that was
in
kind of
2.
half the reason I wasn't interested in playing 0-1 is because the overhead sections look so boring. But look at this nonsense. I mean, I realize that this is like the worst room in the game or something, but it still looks 12 times more fun than anything I saw in 0-1's overheads. So
You do you, Lewis.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't see that big of a jump. Like I didn't mind 0-1's rooms.
They weren't bad. It was just.
I mean, a lot of them were modeled after the NES game, which might lead to some of the disdain for it. I can
Issues.
see that.
it just kind of seemed like there was nothing going on. From my
Well, here's the
point
thing:
of view.
in 0-1 and in the original, there were a lot of rooms that were just for restocking, like your health and stuff like that. In
Yeah.
0-2 onwards, pretty much every one of these rooms has some purpose. You either get a special item, it gets you to a new zone, etc. Like it has purpose versus one where there's just empty area or restock your items, which you rarely lost in the first place.
Oh, I lost my items a lot in 0-1, but that's because I'm bad at video games.
Yeah, so
Should've
I'm
taken
stuck
me
in
out.
this
Take me
platform
out.
with, and I'm dead.
Yeah, that was a pretty terrible situation. Why is it that like almost every excellent game that's ever been made has one part of it that's just awful?
Because there's no such thing as a perfect game.
Well, there's not being a perfect game, and then there's having a section that's just like so badly designed that it clashes with the rest of it. Like, okay, you played Super Mario Galaxy at some point in your life, right? You probably remember the goddamn throwing bombs at garbage mission, and it's Big Brother, the even worse version of that. It's rooms like that I'm talking about. Things that are like, okay, how did this get past the testing phase? At some point, you'd think the developers would just realize that it didn't work and cut it out.
There can be a dozen different reasons for that. It could be one of the developers really liked that and wanted to keep it in. It could be the testers were playing it so much they didn't find it difficult anymore. That's actually probably one of the most common things is you replay the same thing over and over. It just feels easy, so you don't see it as difficult or unbalanced.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It can be-
I also
yeah.
think that, sometimes some people, like, just... I do think that a lot of the times, especially for games with lots of content, like a Super Mario Galaxy, you don't want every star out of 120 being just platforming. You want other stuff, too.
Yeah.
So I can imagine that they would, want to keep in something that felt more like a mini game,
Yeah. But like,
I mean, I get your point. Yeah, a lot of games have like that what we call that one room.
Yeah.
or that one part,
minigame. Yeah,
Yeah,
all games
and
seem to
it's-
have that to a point.
Yeah.
I think it's just as simple as, not every game is going to be all good ideas all the time.
Well, yeah, but there's a large gradient that exists in the not good ideas category. There are places that are just bland, like say Sonic 3 and Knuckles has Sandopolis Act 2, which just takes too goddamn long. But that's really
Oh,
the only
no,
problem
that's not
with
the
that
only
level.
problem with that level.
I
It's
think-
also annoying as hell.
I'm saying,
'Cause you have to
and
keep
Knuckles
on-
has a lot of problems, really.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Oh my god. You're the only person I've ever had on this channel to not think that that's some unfailable perfect game. Oh my god.
Well, I think all of us have at some point complained about Sandopolis Act 2. But
You're ruining my bit. God.
like, I'm pretty sure that's the one thing we agree on, is that Sandopolis Act 2 is the low point. But like, for me, the level just sort of goes on too long. I don't think I've ever played through that game and not timed over once in Sandopolis Act 2. But I can't think of any part of it that's particularly difficult.
It's just it's not difficult, it's annoying. There's a
There's a
difference.
difference.
Yeah. Like, I don't like a good example is the water temple in
Yes.
in Zelda Ocarina of Time. That's not really hard, it's just annoying.
Fucking Water Temple. I remember the Water Temple. And I've only played through that game once.
It's not, yeah, I don't, like, I remember playing it and being like, that's it. Because I thought that when people were talking about how bad it is, they were talking about it being, like, really hard.
No.
But it's just annoying, is more what they mean.
No, it's also one of those weird things where the harder sections of a game of that is that aforementioned, that one room situation, honestly, is what becomes easier on repeat playthrough because it sticks in your mind, so you remember how to do it more.
Yeah, I had a
So
discussion.
I've gone back to go. Sorry, go on.
See, I had a discussion about Lion King recently because I did a video on that, and
the-
a lot of
which
people.
version?
The SNES one.
Okay.
People complained about like the ostriches and that whole, and the monkeys, that whole area, and they admitted they upped the difficulty when they developed the game. But I don't find it that bad, and that's partly because I played through the game so much as a kid. It seems simple.
Just remember it.
Is The Lion King one of those Disney games that had a completely different SNES version to the Genesis one?
Nope, exact same.
Yeah.
I thought they all did.
Oh no, that was Aladdin.
Okay.
Yeah, Aladdin was the
okay,
one that
so-
had different ones. Yeah.
So-
Lion
So
King
they
was
had,
a
like,
little
the
both.
same level design and all that?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. 'Cause,
Okay.
I played The Lion King on Genesis, and dear God, I think I only ever made it to adult Simba once.
Yeah, go back and try it as an adult, and you'll probably find most of your muscle memory will come back, and you won't find it nearly as bad.
Yeah, probably, but Jesus, that game. Ugh.